my screen. So
I see it.
perfect. All right. So welcome. So today, before we dive into the wonderful world of Moxi sites, I always like to talk a little bit about best practices with websites. And I think that one of the many things I like about Moxi websites is that they really allow you as an agent or brokerage to be flexible and to really keep control of your site. And by being able to do that, you have a lot more flexibility and a lot more opportunities in your market to create something a little different, create something kind of special that's really going to appeal to today's buyers and sellers. And so I wanted to start with that. So here, what you see on my screen, if we go here, I love this. This is from Joel at 1000 Watt. And how have websites evolved? Well, number one, obviously the web is way more visual. We've got a ton of rich media everywhere you look. You're looking at videos and streaming and virtual tours and all the whole 9 yards. Obviously, mobile first. It has to be great with mobile. And then search right shotgun. You have to have a good search experience, but I'm going to talk a little bit more about the change when it comes to search versus the rest of the site. Story is paramount. In most real estate markets, you are in a MLS or a real estate board where there's thousands of agents. So what I need to be able to discern from landing on your website is, why should I pick you instead of one of the other thousands of agents in your market? And I always tell agents to, take a look in your city, take a look in your market area, and see how many dentists there are. See how many CPAs there are. Now, these are people that hopefully everybody sees once a year. We don't see real estate agents once a year. Some people do, but what we're seeing is, it used to be about every 6 to 8 years. Now we're seeing it to maybe push out longer. So we need to have a site that's going to really appeal to people no matter where they are in the journey. And I think that's important. Agents obviously matter, and flexibility is the key. And what the website is really, it's your reflection of your brand. So it's got to say something, both from a brokerage perspective and an agent perspective. I always say it's your business card to the world. So when you're thinking about, how am I going to use these tools, I want you to think about, how will my site, how do I want it to reflect my personality, the culture of the brokerage that I belong with, and then really play to your strengths. If you're somebody that is really interested in, civic events and local charities, et cetera, boy, that should be on that website so that they can get to know you, because obviously clients work with people that they know, like, and trust. So when I talk about search, it's important to remember, number one, the top 5 real estate websites in the US get more traffic than all of the rest combined. Does your search need to be good? Yes. And we have some great features to help you to utilize search to capture leads. But at the end of the day, when it comes to search, content really is king. It's king, queen, prince. We know the dominant players who dominate search. So as I mentioned before, you really want to kind of show why you're unique and tell your story and show that market expertise. I always say that agents, you have to give people something they can't just Google search on their own. Hopefully when they Google search that question, you're the one that answered it, and they end up at your website. And then when we talk about the importance of keeping things fresh, I like this quote from Brian at 1000 Watt. He says, worst of all, websites are set in digital concrete and they render their owners powerless to do something that might actually help their bottom line. One of the great features about MoxiWorks websites is that you will have the opportunity that you control it. You can go in and make changes, and you can go in and work on a page or add a new template or do whatever you want to do on your schedule. You don't have to have a third party come in and build a page for you or make some content changes for you, which usually those, have an extra bill attached to them. So you retain really full control of your site and the content. And I think that's incredibly important in the way that our market is moving so quickly. So let's talk a little bit about Moxi websites. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go in to a functioning website, show you kind of how it works from a consumer perspective. And then at the end, I'm going to take you under the hood to show you a bit how you as an agent or a brokerage can customize it. So our websites give you that ability to create professional output, and you don't have to have any coding skills. It is built on a WordPress framework, and WordPress powers the majority of websites in the world, including some of the biggest brands and biggest companies out there. It is extremely stable, which is a big part of the reason why we use it, because if your website goes offline, that you're again telling the world that, hey, I'm closed for business right now. And it is very simple to use. In literally 3 steps, you can have a fully functional IDX website. And then obviously, if you want to take it further, that's what we're going to talk about. How can I create custom pages or customized pages to really make it look more like me and how I want to do business in my local market areas? And so this is just a quick screenshot of one of the website that I'm going to show you that I had created. And I am not a web programmer by any stretch of the imagination. All I did was go in and say, okay, if I wanted to look at these things, how do I want my website to look? And what's cool is within Moxi, and I'll show you guys this when we go onto the template, the hood, we actually have a ton of different templates that you can access. And then your brand is hard at work on creating a brand template. Now, why this is wonderful is because if you're sitting there and you're looking at your website and you're saying, boy, it's kind of stale, I want to do something different. Literally with a click of one of the buttons over there for the template, you can change your website in one click. And I'll show you how that works when we go into behind the scenes. Obviously, if you've looked at Moxi Works, we talk about engage and how sphere marketing is really important. And another great feature of Moxi websites is that we have our neighborhood news, which you've heard about because that's a big part of engage. Well, on your website, you will have a neighborhood news page where anybody visiting can come in and put their first name, their last name, their email address, and a zip code, and instantly sign up for market updates. And again, these aren't just stale stats. These are interactive market updates that are sent out every 30 days where they can choose different zip codes. They can manipulate the stats and say, oh, I want to look at actives, or no, I want to look at solds. I want to take a look at price per square foot or time on market or whatever it may be. So it's very interactive. And then best of all, when they sign up for here, you're going to get that contact come into a Moxi Engage, and you're going to be able to be aware of when it was sent, that neighborhood news. You'll be able to see, oh, well, if they opened it or not. So obviously if they've opened it, you want to give them a call and say, hey, I hope you found that helpful. What did you think about what the market's doing? And it's a great reason to reach out. So neighborhood news is ingrained in the website as a great lead generation tool. So that is just a little bit of a high overview. And now I thought what I would do is I'm going to go and show you my demonstration Moxi website that I have created. And again, it didn't really take me all that long to do it. I'm not a web programmer, as I mentioned. So let's go ahead and pop over and I will show you my wonderful website here. So you can see here that I have a nice graphic background. It's showing Fayetteville, Arkansas. The reason why is because that's where I'm located. And as if I scroll down, you can see I've made a couple of different things. So I've made little pages where, hey, if you want to, and this is all Florida, but hey, if I want to know more about Mount Dora, I can click one of these links, or DeLand or Orlando. So I continue to scroll down, you can see that there's an explore more places, but then we also have what I really like is more of a lifestyle search. So I've created information about, hey, do you want luxury? Are you looking for active adult website or listings, resort style community near the attractions, obviously is a big one for down there. I have a place for a blog if I want to write blog content. One of the great things about using WordPress is it's the world's leading blog content host. So if you want to write a blog, it's easy to do. And then you can see some of the various services I talk about that I have: military, sellers, buyers, etc. And then obviously a call to action here at the bottom, further information. Now, if I click across here, you can see for property search, we've got resources, we've got videos, we've got blog and about. So I'm going to start by just going to about and show you kind of what a contact form looks like. So this is a very basic page that, again, gives them the option to click the dial right from that button, or you've got name, phone number, email, zip of interest, and message. Blog, if I click on that, it will take me to blog content, and you can see that it shows right here. And look, I'm still within my normal website, right? You still see the same things at the top, but you can have these different blogs. And hey, do you want to subscribe to our blog? Here's another call to action right there. If I look at services and say, okay, let's talk a little bit about relocation. Yeah, go ahead.
Can you have more than one blog showing?
You can. Yeah. I mean, I have for this one here. Are you talking about from a brokerage website or an agent website?
An agent website.
You can add multiple blog pages if you wanted to.
So is this a brokerage or an agent website?
This is more of a brokerage website, but it
Okay.
would perfectly work for an agent
But
website
you
if I
could do
changed a
either.
couple
Okay.
words. Yeah, they work the same. So if I look at relocation, you can see here an information page about that where I talk about, our team. Are you selling? So for each different one of these, I've got some information. We've won all these awards, etc. Right here, I've got another call to action where they can actually download a PDF of the guide to central real estate, right? And then again, that call to action at the bottom. So every page, you've got some really cool options, some really cool features. I put community video tours on here. This is something I suggest for folks all the time. Is what's great is almost any city you work in, the Chamber of Commerce probably has some sort of a wonderful promotional video, or perhaps your brokerage does. So I've just created where if you want to know about Claremont or Orlando or whatever it may be here, we have all of our different community videos. And then if I click on that link, it would take me to a different page. And notice how the search is across the top of that one, because if they see one of these and like it, I want them to be able to go right here and say Claremont, right? Resources, that's where I'm going to show you the neighborhood news. So let me show you a little bit about how neighborhood news works. So when that comes up, and of course this is live, so there's always an issue with something or another not coming up, but I know why it is. There we go. So you're seeing some different listings that were just kind of for the base market area. Now, why does it say Seattle now? Because my demo account belongs to Moxi Works as a brokerage. So that's why you're seeing Seattle area, because it comes up for the brokerage where you're servicing as the default. So if I want to sign up for this and keep it right here, I can do two things. I can either sign up at the bottom, or what I'm going to go ahead and do first is I'm just going to create an account. So I'm going to sign out of this account. Okay, and then I'm going to sign into a new one using an email that I just created. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want you to see the difference, right? So now that I'm not logged in, notice how that when I was logged in, it showed me the neighborhood news for me, for my account. So when you add folks to neighborhood news, it literally will, when they click on it, it shows up to anybody who views neighborhood news as a page on your website, as long as you're using a website. So because I was logged in as me, it already showed me what my neighborhood news was. Since I'm not logged in, this is where our normal sign up screen looks like. So hopefully that makes sense. But I'm going to go ahead and sign in and create an account. Okay, so if I'm going to create an account, I'm going to click sign up. You can do the automatic signups like this. So I'll go ahead and just say sign up with email. So I'm just going to say C21 demo. And then I've created a C21 all P demo at gmail.com. And then I'm just going to use that same thing for my username. And just create a password, save. So that's how easy it is to create an account. Now, once I've created an account, I'm back on the page I was on. So if I want to sign up for this, okay, no problem. If I refresh, since I'm logged into the site now I can go ahead and sign up myself for neighborhood news, or you could very quickly and easily do it if they don't. And I'll show you how to do that. But you can see I've already got an email that says, hey, welcome to your home base right here, inviting them to come back and search, right? So that was sent automatically. I didn't have to do a thing for that. So you can see it's automatically filled in my information here. For a zip code, I'm just going to pick 727. 66062, because that's where I grew up. And I'm going to hit sign up now. So I've now, while logged into the site, which you don't have to be logged into the site to sign up for neighborhood news, I've now done this, and it says I'll receive monthly emails with the latest marketing. Okay. And then 5 seconds later, it will automatically pull me up my neighborhood news for whatever zip code I put in. Right. So they don't have to wait to see the first one. It's right there. And you can see that it's interactive. So if I want to look at days on market, or actives and pendings, or listing and sold prices, I can make different changes to find out about median website or median information. You can see again, here I am at the bottom with my contact info. Now, why I signed in for this is to show you another feature that I think is really, really cool. So if I hit on property search, and I'm going to say, okay, I'm looking for properties, and I'm just going to go ahead and just keep it at Fayetteville because I want to make this quick and easy for you. So it's showing me 3 listings based on the criteria that I have it, which is a lot of criteria. I can go in and change filters. I can go in and do lots of different things. I'm going to put in 98101 for this because that's Seattle. And you can see I have 210 listings. Now, if I want to make prices between this and this, I can do that there, bedrooms, bathrooms, and then the main filter for search. And again, if this looks familiar, it's because it's exactly how it works for you in Moxi Present when you're creating searches. But I can pick the property types I want, square footage, views, and then a few that people really typically like to do is either exclude coming soon or pending listings, active, sold, whatever I want to look at. So I'm just, instead of doing that, I'm just going to favorite a couple. So if I click on the heart, that will automatically favorite, and then it gives me an option. What do I like about this? I can just say Terry Avenue. Right here. Save comment. Or for this one here, if I scroll down and say, oh, I like that one. Okay, well, what do I like about that one? A great fire, beautiful fireplace, right? Now, again, if I was not logged in, if I was just on this website, as if I'd never been here before, when somebody goes to favorite a listing, it will invite them to create that account. They have to create an account, first name, last name, email address, to be able to favorite properties. So that's why I'm seeing it, because I'm logged into my account. That's why I'm able to go ahead and favorite properties. Okay, so I favorited a couple. I put in contacts. We'll see this one here. Oh, I don't really like that one. If I hit the X, now it won't show up for me. It'll hide it. So if I pop over to my Moxi Engage, here's my Moxi Engage account. And if I go ahead and refresh here, I'm going to go into my agent view of my Moxi Engage. So what have I done? I've created an account. I've signed up for neighborhood news. And then I've also searched for properties, favorited a few, and commented on them. Okay. So now what I could do is, number one, if I pop back to the email, you can see, oh, well, here's my neighborhood news. So it showed it to me on the website, but also I received it in my email again, automatically. Didn't have to lift a finger. Now for Engage, for some reason, that screen's being a little slow on me. I don't have the world's best internet sometimes, but if I go to my people and look at overview, oh, what's going on? Edit. All right, so now that I'm logged in, we've gone ahead and favored some properties. Now what's great is, remember I showed you how it created the contact earlier. Now, when I hit these, I have these favorites and I have those comments. So they're actually going to show up under that Engage person. It will actually show up under their contact, under faves and saves. So it allows you to not only know, hey, this person's looking around, but it's going to tell you and show not just that they favored it, but it's also going to show their remarks of how well they liked it as well. So really great website. It really kind of helps you to get under the hood, or pardon me. It's a really great website. What we're going to do now is go under the hood. Pardon me. Sorry, I misspoke. So let's go ahead and do that for you. So I'm going to stop my share briefly. I'm going to go back into my Engage and get into my website, admin. All right, so I am here in my admin website.
Right.
Now, the reason why it says agent team is because I have basically a team / brokerage / agent account for Engage because I do a lot of demonstrations.
Yeah.
But it's going to look very similar if it doesn't look just like this, where I can create default search areas. I can create custom search links, all these types of things. But the first thing you'll need to do is right here, this completing your site activation. Number one, you're going to want to make your site visible to search engines. Number two, you want to set up a vanity domain. So if I go here, I can decide, okay, I want to make it indexable, etc. It would normally be with this, and I would check it off. So it would look just like this, and you'd hit save changes. Now, the next one would be go ahead and set up a vanity domain. I don't need to do that. So we're actually in good shape there. The other thing you're going to want to do is this one here, apply an SSL certification. So you want to make sure that you have an SSL. You can see for me, it's HTTPS there because I've already done it, but making sure the SSL is powerful. So let's just take about, what are we talking about for our website now? Well, I can go ahead and click on site pages and all pages, and this will give me kind of a layout of my current website. You can see here. So we got our home page. I've got a property search page. I have resources pages that have several different menu items and links below them, etc. So this is the skeleton of my website. And most people, what the first thing they're going to want to do is edit their homepage. So if I click on edit under edit homepage, it's going to give me a couple options. I can edit some things here. I can go in and create, if it's a parent, what's my featured image? If I have a podcast or a media URL I want to put in there, I can have it do a readability analysis to see, is it going to work for folks? Focus key phrase, so I can create different focus key phrases. And again, this is a demo account. And then last but not least, we have cornerstone content. These are the most important and extensive articles. So if I use this, then once it's on, I could go through and say, okay, these are the pages that have the best information. And again, I have a demo account, so it doesn't show. But the reason I want to show this is where I can come in and launch Page Builder. Page Builder is the easiest way to create the look and feel of your website.
This is what I wanted.
Yes, I know. So here we are in beautiful Page Builder. And it's pulling up a site, and you can see I've got featured properties. Now, why does this look different? It's because I actually was playing around with putting on a different theme. So if I clicked on a plus button here and went to my templates, I have all these different templates. And so that's what I had done before. You can see that I had my old website, and I clicked on homepage Beaumont and said, oh, well, maybe I'll use that.
So you created all those templates?
No, these are all created by MoxiWorks.
Oh my goodness.
We have recruiting pages. We have neighborhood news, feet centric. We've got a blog template, whatever it may be. And then obviously you can also have different groups. So we have landing pages, content pages, and brokerage templates. So what I'm going to do, this is just the overall look and feel of the site. And so what I'm going to do is, okay, let's just say this Beaumont. So if I said, take a look at it, we want to replace the new layout. It literally brings it all in. And then I can go in and change it, the text, whatever I want it to look like, right? So very quickly, I can have a new look and feel. I still have to go in and put in my content, right? So what I usually tell agents is, look, if you want to do a rehab on your website, copy the text that you have, so you can just copy and paste it.
Okay.
It's super easy to do. Now, if I just wanted to add in modules to this, I can add in different things. I can add in audio. I can add in video. I can add in a photo. If I scroll down here, you can see any of these I can edit.
And you have done that. So on your example,
Right.
It was a video.
Correct. Yeah, I've gone ahead and done that. I can very easily add social media buttons. So down here, these are my social buttons, which I've added. We've got our little contact us. We've got a property slider down there. So each of these, I've got my offices showing up. But if I want to add in, a video right there, I just click on video.
Now, when you did your video, did you like video a PowerPoint with the different areas, or how did you do your video?
The video is just what I used for my background image.
Okay.
But anything you want to add, all you have to do is, if I want to add a video or whatever it may be, if I want to add a photo, all I do is click on this and drag it. So if I want it right there, bloop, then automatically, you don't have to make the noise, but automatically I could say, go into my media library, select a photo. I'll just say, for an example, Pinterest, just so we have something there. Hit select, hit save, and there it is.
Cool.
So then I can go back in and change it. So it really is a drag and drop functionality. If I want to get rid of it, I just hit the X and the module goes away. So you can move things around. If I want to get rid of this whole section, again, all I have to do is hit X. So it's very easy to move around. So this is what my homepage looks like for videos. I'm still going to be in the editor once I go to videos here. Oh, pardon me. No, you go up here. Where is it? So I'm editing the home page here. Okay. If I hit done, discard, because I like my old website.
Okay.
Now you can see it's back to prettiness. If I want to do the same thing on any of the other pages, because I'm locked in, here's my videos page. I can again, here I can hit page builder. And now it's launching page builder for this page. And I've got videos that we've added, all this. So it's really a drag and drop process to be able to add it. And that's under standard. We also have some different add-ons. So we have, these are a little more advanced, but you can have the accordions, you can have interactive banners, simple separaries, an easy way to add testimonials. So if I just wanted to come in here and say I want to add testimonials here, then I can go ahead and have like a slider. This is where I put in my different testimonials, add them in, and then I can select styles, typography, and advanced. So adding things can be super simple, where I just say, hey, I want a slider. Here's my John Doe. You can see that's right there.
Yeah.
If I want to add another one, I just click on add another one, edit it, and then I just put in their name. Here's the info, hit save. If I want to have an image, I can add an icon. You can see that we've got the little icon there, which I can replace with lots of other icons.
Okay.
So again, it's a very powerful editor, but it shouldn't intimidate agents because you don't need to use all the features. But if you're familiar with a modicum of a little bit of web programming, or even if you've built out maybe in Microsoft Word a document with columns and images and that sort of thing, it's really pretty robust what you can do. So
yeah, I love it. It's so much better than Zap. WordPress is great.
No comment, but you can see here under my favorites, since I'm logged in, it would actually pull in my favorites. I don't have any, but if I was logged into that other account, it would show my favorites here. My saved searches, I don't have any, but it would show my saved searches here. So this is, again, once your consumers create an account, they have some options that they can use to make things look the way they want.
Why
to.
would the brokerage doesn't do a saved search for their website, right?
Sometimes they do. They'll, here's our service areas, and so here's where you want to take a look at. It really depends on the brokerage, but sometimes.
So if you were, for example, a shoreline community, you could actually do a search for each beach area.
Correct. Yeah.
This beach area, and talk about it, and then do another one.
Well, you can do it based on the search functionality. So unfortunately, the search functionality that you have is waterfront. So you could do a waterfront property search, but it doesn't differ because it's designed to be basically regionally agnostic. It doesn't go as deep as an MLS in terms of this.
So you can't like do a map search.
You could do a map search, absolutely.
So if you did a map search, you could do it.
Absolutely, yeah. Blog posts, this is where you control your blog right here. It can go through and create things. Under SEO, you can see I have my general, my search appearance. So for our first time, you can basically just walk right through this for a SEO configuration, and it walks you through the whole thing. So again, lots of different things that you can do pretty simply and easily. You can see that I've got some hidden. So if you have something that was up, but you decided to go ahead and hide it, you can go in here and very quickly, like if I don't want to have my blog show up, I just hit view. This is the way it looks. If I go, I don't really want to have that shown right now.
When you create a blog, is the default hide?
No, I think any page you create, the default is that it will show it.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but again, it's super easy and powerful. So if I view like my Claremont page here, you can see that there's a little bit of information here, but then I've got a saved search, which is obviously showing Claremont, showing more listings. And then this is, again, I've got a two-parter where it's like life in Claremont, must sees and do's.
Oh, that is very cool.
Yeah. And
You're
then
so
you have the
creative.
lifestyle search. Yes. If I want to
That's
download that, I could click there. So, and then I can have a highlighted blog. So it is very easy to use at its core. If you just go in and create maybe a couple saved area searches, make sure your about section has a lot of good information about you. What are your services, that kind of thing. Just the bare kind of minimum. It'll look, you can make it look drastically different than every other agent
Right.
site in your office. And that's what I really like, is it really saves that for you to have the ability to do that sort of thing. You know, for every agent can make it really look the way they want it to look. So if I click on my row settings right now, so we style, effects, particle backgrounds, advanced. I mean, you can get as deep as you want to through this, but you can see for this one, type video. Source is YouTube or Vimeo. So my background video is this right here.
So how did you create that?
I didn't.
Is that
I
just,
literally
it looks
I
like
literally
PowerPoint.
found somebody that had created one.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks, yeah, I think it's just like a slideshow they did
Yeah, that's what it
with the
looks like.
fades,
Yeah.
right? So you could totally use PowerPoint and create something like
Okay.
yourself.
So
But that's what I-
easy.
that's
So
what I
that's a
used.
great idea. Just
Yeah.
take all the pictures that you love. PowerPoint creates a video that.
Now I can enable, choose, do I want the audio? No, obviously, because I didn't want the music there.
Right.
If it doesn't support it, enable video and mobile? No. So then what I've done is I've given them a default photo use instead. So if I pull up my website on mobile, I won't see the pretty video. I can make, it shows them the default image at the
Right.
top, which I think is really cool. Because
I
again, you gotta be
personally
cognizant
don't
of that.
like audio because I think people like to do things while they're doing other things.
Well, yeah, no comment on that. But I know that there have been, you know, agents when we've taught this sort of thing, you know, on their cell phones doing things. And so if I heard the the music, it probably would throw them off too. So yeah, so there you have it. So I think that's
That
a
is great.
decent. The last thing I want to show you, this is something that's super powerful, super important for everybody to remember all the time, is support.moxiworks.com. Now, support throws people off because they think, well, the only reason to go there is support. Not even close. So if I click on Moxi websites, and you're seeing my screen, right? Just want to make sure.
Yeah.
You can see that there's tons, there's 50 different articles, training and tutorials for Moxi websites. There's 12 different articles about an FAQ, everything from adding widgets and plugins to how do I find images to use with no copyright, right? But if I go over here for training and tutorials, all of these, if I want to add a Facebook pixel code, adding Zillow reviews to your agent website, creating a blog post, if I want to create custom searches, I'll just click on that quickly. You can see that not only do you have a step-by-step process, but for this one, I actually have, I can click here and actually download a PDF guide. So as you're getting up to speed, there is so much content in here that you're using.
Yeah.
And even if you don't have access to it yet, I didn't have to log in. So while you're waiting to get things, I think it's very, very easy and important. You can go in here and start looking around and peeking around and answer. You can be amazed how many questions you can kind of answer for yourself on that. So
that's awesome.
Well, thank you, Jody, for having me. If anybody has any questions, you're welcome to email me. It's bret@moxiworks.com. I am not tech support. I'm not tech support, but if you want to know, does the website do this or does the website do that? I'm always happy to help out. And then, yeah, I really appreciate it. So,
you got to do it again. We have to do this again. The exact same thing again.
No problem.
You know, doing it in the afternoon is not smart, but I wanted to just.
No, it's good. I'm glad we got it in. And honestly, June is very travel light. So I'm basically booked solid the next 2 weeks, but we should look into